Shadiversity.
Greetings, I'm Shad.
And greetings, I am Tyranth.
And Tyranth, we like looking at some sword fails now and then.
We do, and today's one is a little bit different. Like this, Forged in Fire. Everybody knows Forged in Fire. It is one of like the most popular sword making, testing sort of shows.
Though I don't think it was intended for that. It was mainly focused on knife making, but the sword episodes were vastly more popular.
Yeah,
and then they kind of doubled down on them.
A bunch of different historical weapons, all that sort of stuff going on, and people enjoy it.
And you know, one of the things that I think kind of also shows that they weren't intending or expecting the swords to be the focus is that they don't have a sword expert or swordsman there in part of their, I guess, rating or review, judges and stuff.
Full disclosure, I don't know everything about the judges. I know that the one dude who has like the cowboy jeans on and the cool ass, I like that dude, and I like the old presenter.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I know that the Will It Kill guy is a knife expert, but not a sword guy.
Sure.
And some of the, I guess, tests that they do are not the highest quality in terms of rating swords.
Sure, but we do a lot of the same stuff, right? In terms of testing swords, destroying swords, breaking swords, because we review swords, and we're going to be looking at some of their fails because they've done a lot and they have a lot of fails.
It's not to say everything is. I actually quite like the show, by the way.
It's a good show, but there are some things in here that I watch and I kind of go, oh, okay, that's not too good. And like, don't get me wrong, it's not like we get everything perfectly right all the time. There are times when we do something that's like, oh, maybe we should have used a little bit more safety, sure, but there's context to the things that we do. With this, let's get into it.
We will, but before we do dive into it, just to let everybody know, so we are sword enthusiasts, like my whole life, and we review swords, we use swords, we train with swords, and so when it comes to swords, we do know a decent amount more than the average person.
Well, to be fair, we are the largest sword review channel in the world.
Like we actually are, yes. And so we're applying that practical knowledge to all of this, both with safety, but with function and practicality, how the swords perform and stuff like that. And we're applying that knowledge base to our kind of reaction here. Yeah. And we're going to dive into it now.
All right, let's get into it.
And so, interesting, this is similar to our standard test. This is a standard test on wood. Yep.
Now, a properly made blade, especially for a knife, and should be able to handle this perfectly fine.
Yeah. Like snapping like that, that's just like bad tempering or microfracture already.
Yeah, like the tempering it might be too hard. Yeah. That is, this is what we're looking at. These are the fails we're going to be getting to. This one's an easy one. This is just a very simple one, but we're going to work our way up from here.
Okay.
So, the pork test.
Pork test. Man, I would love if we could do pork tests. But that would be so flippin' expensive. Like, we don't have the budget of Forged in Fire. No. But this would be... I'd love to do this regularly. But
how do you think a weapon should hold up against this test? Because we've got flesh, we've got bone, but I think a reasonably well-made weapon...
should get through.
Should be perfectly fine.
Yeah. So, they're testing a type of glaive, it looks like, or bardiche. What... Oof.
And again, a snap right at the tang.
Right at the tang. Yeah, that's tempering again.
Yep, tempering again. So, like I said, we're starting out with the easy ones. These aren't too bad, but we're going to work our way up into a bit more dangerous stuff.
Right.
They have different judges. There's different judges, and I think these judges perform different tests that are more in each other's fields. I guess that's what they do. So this next one made me cringe a bit.
Okay, well, that first wood test I should comment on, right? He was only wearing gloves and glasses. With how badly certain, swords might have the potential of failing, there's a reason why we wear full masks when we do that test.
Even that's an interesting, there's context there, because there are times when we won't do that, but we're talking about mass manufactured to tolerance. These are just people in their backyards forging things, which I'm not a mark against them. I'm just saying for that type of destruction testing, because there's no quality control. Right.
Yeah. I can't think of a time when we didn't wear the mask, but if we didn't, it would be...
wood tests, we don't use it all the time. Yeah, we don't use it all the time.
That's when we're pretty confident the sword will hold up. But whenever I'm concerned like that mask, and we do wear the mask more often recently than not.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a saber by the look of it.
Yep. Now this test here is, look at this. This is like
barbed wire on
this
wood.
is
like
this is a bit of a dicey test.
Yeah, I would be wearing a mask, gloves.
He's got no gloves on. He's got some safety glasses on. Also, sorry, just before we play, we also wear armor.
Yes.
We're also like wearing big brigandine armors all the time, pretty much from head to toe.
Yeah, and that's actually a high level of protection. Like we are dressed in such a way that will survive multiple sword strikes. Okay, and even if some of our armor is not metal, right? We're wearing gambeson with padding, and it's equivalent of like leather.
And when you get a catastrophic failure with a weapon, it's usually ricochet, which is not as bad as a dedicated strike.
The thing is, though, we have seen swords snap and bounce off and stab people. We reacted to that in one of our sword fail videos. So this, look, the level, the lack of safety in stress testing swords in this is actually concerning.
Well, sorry, I know we're talking a little bit much here, but you've also got to remember they're surrounded by people. They're surrounded by cameras. Like every time you smash into the steel or I smash into the steel, we go hide.
Well, I'm ducking for cover.
Yeah.
For knowing yet what could possibly happen.
Yeah. First strike, is that right?
Yeah, bent. Dude. And it almost hit him in the face, man.
Yeah.
What is he?
So this is what I'm saying. Like we started off nice and easy, just chilling. But this is what I got, and you get to this, and I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And he's wearing just a shirt, man.
For example, when we're wearing gloves like this that protect your wrist all the way up to your arm that have padding.
This is specifically light sparring gloves that will stop several cuts. Not like a dedicated full-on, but for a ricochet, bounce, stuff like that.
For testing, this is perfectly acceptable. He's wearing like the lowest short cuff gloves where your arteries, your veins, all are exposed. He's wearing a t-shirt. It's like, you might as well just be wearing socks and sandals at this point.
Oh my gosh, this does not set a good example for a big production show like this that's so popular.
Ricochet.
I know.
Look, do you remember the ricochet we got with the katana that I broke? It was like a bullet. Remember when I was, was it the T10 or the spring steel? This is not good for safety.
No, not at all. And he's checking himself if he got cut. They're like, oh, dang.
Do you think they learnt from this?
I don't know. You would think they would, right? Yeah, that nearly cut your neck open. Maybe wear some protective gear.
And it's genuinely crazy.
Again, like, no gloves, no helmet.
Why though, do you think? Why aren't they wearing safety gear?
I don't know. Are they just not aware? Do they not know? Like, again, is it because they came in focusing on knives and knife failures are less likely than
enough at this point?
You would think.
Because I'm sorry to tell you this, your arms are exposed, the undersides of your arms, you're wearing a t-shirt.
You know why? It's because they haven't had a serious injury yet. If they had a serious injury, they would be decked out.
Sure, yeah.
They've dodged bullets up to this point, and they're just being really reckless. Oh, sometimes when I strike, if I'm not wearing protective gear or I'm concerned, I will strike offside to my body, so if there's a bounce, it's going to go past me. He is striking dead center in front of him. That if there is a break, it's going to fly right back at him. Now, granted, on this test, a break is more likely to go forward. Actually, it depends. If it breaks at the tang, that will fly back into your face.
Yes, but this is the thing, is like, I don't know the exact layout of their set, but it looks like they're testing here. They have the other judges there, they have the contestants there, and the camera crew there. You have a full field of view of like just hitting people.
Are they behind barriers at all or anything like that?
Well, the judges aren't, and neither are the contestants. This one is an interesting one. I don't think I've seen this before. So it's another
ice, large chunks of ice.
Yes. I do think that they do this one with knives a lot, and I don't think this particular, because I've watched the show. I've seen this dude strike into that ice, and that blade come back like the ricochet. It goes like this. I don't think that this is this clip. This is something else. But there have been times in just me watching the show, I've gone, dude, you guys need to up your game here.
What do you think the validity of ice as a target medium?
I think it's pretty brutal on the blade.
Like, you're hitting something solid, so you get the reverb stuff, but you get that out of wood, and I think wood is more effective at it. Is it just to show the destructive kind of like, because you get to destroy the ice?
Well, this is the thing, is like, I still think it's a valid test. It's a solid for the most part, and it's going to damage your blade.
And they're not holding back, so there's that. And ooh, what happened then? Did that delaminate?
Yeah,
Holy!
I've never seen that before.
Me neither. That's
crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
What the heck? Do you reckon the ice might have contributed to that because of the cold causes the blade to respond differently?
That was not.
That is weird.
It wasn't properly folded to.
No, that is. He got scale in between the.
It honestly unlocked a new fear for me. Like, we get a blade and it like explodes sideways.
What the heck? Well, we don't test too many folded steel swords.
Yes, and they're mass manufactured ones anyway. Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen that. So the shield looks like rawhide with the back over wood. Or is it just pure rawhide? There's a lot of points of stress on that sort of thing because it's so weird. There we go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of it. Because that concentrates all that stress right on that fold. Do you reckon he hit like the, I don't know, the frame behind that there?
I don't think so. I think he hit, instead of concentrating right on the point, he hit it right in the center where it was joined and it just snapped.
And that's an issue of the sword design. That's
a design issue. Yeah. Also, to be fair, I mean, you're going ham on a shield like that. What do you expect to happen?
Here's a Beck.
Yeah.
Hey!
And we've had a catastrophic failure with our Beck.
Yes.
I didn't do it. And since then, we
reinforced it
and we made it better.
And it has been a beast.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens to this one.
Oh. That almost looks like a club, but I guess it has spikes on it, yeah. Is he hitting with the hammerhead? So that's a Poleaxe then. Yeah, that's a Poleaxe, not a Beck. Yeah. Okay, so it's hitting with a hammerhead.
Man, that
looks chunky. Yeah. We can barely lift that thing.
See how dangerous that is?
Oof. See, that is a chunky bit of metal. If that went flying.
This is the thing, like, maybe, I don't know, when people watch this, they don't think it's that big of a deal, but as people who do this, it's crazy to have an audience.
I know that, but when I see that, I think that's potential death.
Yeah,
that was a chunky bit of steel. That if that went flying, that's cracking someone's skull open.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, some safety glasses aren't going to cut it.
No. Holy.
So I think it's a scythe.
It looks like a scythe.
Yeah. This test is an interesting one. I haven't seen this before, but they smash the bone into the blade rather than the blade into the bone.
Yeah. All right. Is it a dry bone?
I don't know.
Yeah, look, it is a scythe. And are they trying to make a war scythe? Because a war scythe, like that's a agricultural scythe. When they adapted scythes to weapons, they realigned the blade on them.
I'm not going to complain about it because I like those scythes better. They're cooler.
They're way more awkward. But though, as a novelty, there is like some medieval art of people training with agricultural scythes in that configuration.
Maybe this is the one where they're like, yeah, this is too dangerous for us to swing. Maybe it's the one where we won't swing it.
That looks like a very dry bit of bone. Yeah. Oof. That's good. Like, so dry bone is very abusive to sword blades. Yeah. Soft bone, that's still in flesh, that is still moist and everything, has a closer consistency to wood at times. Yeah. Dry bone is closer to a type of rock, and that can really mess up blades.
You see what I'm saying, dude?
That blade is in the air, and flying, and it looks like it's going towards the contestants.
Yeah. Like, you see how the dude looks like...
What? How could they not have that happen just once and not think, maybe we should be a bit more cautious?
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe they have like giant barriers everywhere. But they do not
show it.
You can't see it. It looks like they're all just in the same room.
Because Fortune for Fire, let us know. Do you have like ballistic glass kind of barriers in between what's going on? But even then, that doesn't excuse the testers from not wearing proper protective gear. And I just find it interesting, like, we didn't watch Forge and Fire and think, wow, that's really dangerous, we should wear more. We approach our tests completely in isolation, thinking, we should be safe. We don't want to die doing this. Let's wear protective gear and also pay attention to who's standing where and the potential of breakage. And
because we wear armor just in general, we're not very exposed. The biggest place is obviously eye protection, the throat. So that's usually when we'll put on the mask, is like, we need something for our throat. But apart from that, our hands are protected, our forearms.
That's when we want to wear gloves. There are a lot of times, like with the wood test, I usually don't wear gloves on that because there's a very low chance it'll hit your hand.
But you're still wearing gambesons
all the way up to my wrist.
Over your wrist. And things like the veins in your legs, we wear gambesons that go down so they would catch anything like that. They're just wearing casual clothes.
And what's baffling is that the armor we wear also adds to the aesthetic of the video, and they could be doing that in Forge and Fire. This is going to be rough on the blades.
Yes, but this is thinner bone. This isn't like a big,
it is, but it's dried out,
fiber.
And if they hit those teeth, that's really going to mess it up. Teeth are tough. Wow, ooh, that got through it decent. That's messing it up more than I was actually expecting. Oh, dude. Holy crap. That's inches, the blade inches from his face.
Well, I just want to keep this in mind. This dude flinches. So, like, how close is he to the debris?
This is inexcusable incompetence in terms of safety. Like, look at that. How can you have that happen and then not think maybe we should wear some protective stuff?
It's not the first time. I mean, the other one got hit in the neck.
This could have killed the guy. What is going on?
Yeah. And it's weird because people think it's on TV. They think it's like more legit. Like, people will criticize us, and that's fine. If you want to criticize us, sure. But then I don't see people criticize this, and I'm always so baffled by it.
We actually approach our tests and breakage stuff more professionally and safer than this high production show. And look, I like the show; it's fun, but this is inexcusable.
You want to know something?
What?
There's an hour-long compilation of fails.
And they just have not.
Yeah.
They are so lucky they haven't had a serious situation. Thing is, though, maybe they have,
and we just haven't.
And they haven't aired it.
So this one here, we've got I think one more to go through, one more fail. But there is so many out there. So if you guys want to see more of them, we'll do it. We'll go through and have a look at the others. Because this is just the tip of the iceberg, I think.
It's interesting how often these... it's a compilation, so they're selecting all the ones that break. But handmade, there are more inconsistent standards.
But also keep in mind, there's the context here. They give them like 3 days.
Yes,
Go make a full sword from scratch, and then we're going to swing it around. So I don't even blame a lot of these blacksmiths.
That's a good point. The time you would have for quality control is
non-existent.
Yeah, that stress can really ruin the...
And then some of the tests that they put them through are just straight up ridiculous. Like this one here, this is a ballistic dummy. A sword should be able to go through that, no worries.
Yeah, like it's actually kind of... if we got a sword to review that broke on something like that, we would this is junk.
But go back to like the bones with the knife, that's ridiculous. So this was the last one. Like I said, there's some spicy ones.
The second last one just floored me.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
But this has been Forged in Fire, Catastrophic Fails. Like we said, if you like this one, there's a whole bunch more.
Is the show still being made? Are they still?
I think so.
Or have they wrapped it up? Because this has been going for years then.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I do know that I kind of stopped watching after the original...
Judges?
No. This dude. The guy that comes out and says, "Shake my hand and get out." That dude. Like the announcer dude. After he left,
Yeah.
I kind of stopped watching because there was some drama apparently or something.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Well, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below, as usual. We love reading your thoughts. And if you're interested in sword fails, well, we've got lots of sword fails. Check them out. Right
Video's right there. Thanks for watching, guys.
Cheers.